In this morning's medical report, summer means camp time for millions of kids, but for a lot of them it also means being homesick. Dr. Howard Traumenden is here now with some good advice on how parents can handle the homesick child.
Remember those first few times away from home?
Sure.
Really traumatic. You know, almost every child who goes away to camp does get homesick. So how serious is the problem and what can parents do to help? Well, a study in this month's Developmental Psychology has some answers.
We'll see you in 2 weeks. Okay? Big hug.
Thanks.
Have fun.
See ya. It's part of going to camp, saying goodbye.
Bye, James. Bye. You look like you need another hug, Steve.
Feeling homesick.
I gotta be taller.
Christopher Thurber is a psychologist at UCLA who has studied homesickness in almost 1,000 campers.
Almost everyone experiences some form of homesickness. About 20% of kids who are away from home experience a moderate or severe level of homesickness, and then about 7% of kids experience a level of homesickness that's associated with severe symptoms of depression and anxiety.
Once at camp, kids cope with homesickness in several ways, like taking part in physical activities and letter writing. What can parents do to help with homesickness? One option is to practice spending time away from home before kids go to camp.
That can be a sleepover at a friend's house or at grandparents' house, and the longer the separation, the more that's going to sort of simulate the camp environment.
Children are also pretty good at assessing their own level of homesickness, and that can give parents a better idea of how much they need to practice separations beforehand. It's also important to involve your child in the decision to go to camp as much as possible.
Kids who are involved in the decision to go away to camp, how long to go away, which camp to go to, when they would leave during the summer, that kind of decision control reduced the possibility that kids would get homesick once they were at camp.
So what do you do if you do get one of those terribly homesick letters or even a phone call from camp? Well, first, you might talk to the camp staff to try and get a handle on just how homesick your child really is, and then ask the staff if they might spend some extra time with the youngster over the next few days. You can also talk with the child, encourage them, give them ways to cope, and sometimes just letting them know that going home is an option can be enough to make the homesickness go away. I guess the only thing worse than being homesick is actually having to go home.
Well, what happens if you do have to come home?
What you want to do then is put a positive spin on it. You don't want to make this like a big thing of failure for the child. You want to be, okay, we tried, next year we'll try it again.
Those letters from mom always help a lot too.
You bet.
Even at this age. Thanks, guys.